This is going to be the most painful marketing lesson that you have ever consumed, and that's how you know you got to watch the whole thing. Persuasion is a topic that people who want to get good at marketing are looking to learn more about. All of them, every single time, because you want to sell more, sell with greater ease to higher quality people that you can charge more for your products and services. And there are three myths about marketing that I persistently see that prevent you from being maximally persuasive in your marketing. Now, the first myth is that there is a market. So when you go to market, well, what are you doing? You're talking about your product or your service, your marketing, or yeah. The truth is that there's not a market you go to. There are billions of markets. My 44,000 followers on X, formerly known as Twitter, that's a market. I get about 8 million impressions a month over there. That's a market. I spoke at America Fest, Turning Point USA event in December. There were 500 people in the room. That was a market. I got swamped afterwards with people looking to learn more about ghostwriting and co-authorship for hire, editing books, so on and so forth. When I go on Jack's show, Human Events Daily, or Steve Bannon's War Room, each of those is a market that I am talking to. Now, not every single person needs what I do. And this is another myth that we have to debunk. When you're talking to the market, you're not talking to customers. Understand that when you're talking to the market, you don't know who your customer is exactly, but there's a certain percentage of people that are going to be customers. So we don't want to think in terms of, I'm going to go talk to everybody because everybody needs my product, everybody needs my service. No, really they don't. They are people who are aware that they have a job to be done, and your product is a tool, your service is a tool to get that job done. And the more closely you tie what you do with what they want to do, the easier your marketing is going to be. And the third myth that we need to debunk about marketing is that marketing means talking about your product and service. It's not. The best marketing is edutainment. See, when I'm writing for Newsweek or Forbes or Insider or Publishers Weekly, or I'm going on the BBC or a liberal socialist blog podcast that wants to try to pull a gotcha on me, I am intending to be edutaining. Those are marketing efforts. When I spoke at AmFest, was I spending the entire time on that panel talking about my services? No, I'm not a walk and talk and advertisement, and neither should you be. The best marketing is slipped in to your entertaining thread that you've written up for X, or your email newsletter showing a hilarious story of some antics that happened to you. There's a reason to consume the information that's valuable to me or interesting to me or entertaining to me. And in so doing, I learn about you and about your services. This show, Daily Persuasion, this is marketing. As I like to slip in that I'm a ghostwriter for nonfiction books and a co-author for hire, people like my perspective on persuasion and they wonder, could I deploy this guy on my book project? How could he persuade people to read my book and do it, and then talk to their friends and family and peers about the book? That's who I want as a ghostwriter, someone who can do that. That's who I want to partner with. That's why I do this show. Well, one of the reasons I do Daily Persuasion is because I'm the persuasion ghostwriter. You want a maximally persuasive book, you get Joshua Lisec. That's why I'm here, to use the meme. So in your space, you need to be edutaining in a way that is closely related to your expertise. It doesn't make sense to try to just simply post memes or funny stories or anecdotes or jokes that has nothing to do with your service or your products, just kind of slipping it in there. Edutaining means educational and entertaining, meaning what you're sharing, you share it in an interesting way. And you can naturally slide this in. So when I write a thread about communism, for example, I mentioned the communism book that I'm a co-author on, and then I've ghostwritten books on this topic not just with Jack, but for others, Jack Posobiec, but other authors in the space. Oh, wow, I guess he does do that. It's that sort of thing I need. So it's not even a direct, hire me, please, because then how do you sound if you're advertising yourself that overtly? Well, you sound desperate, actually, is how you sound. So what we want to now focus on, bringing it all back around, the first myth that we have now debunked is that there is a market. No, there are a lot of markets. Every time you go on a podcast interview, those downloads, those people, that's your market. For example, your social media following when you post, your email subscriber list, each of those are little markets. The second myth is your market is your customer base or your customers. Probably not. Out of a room of 500 people, maybe 50 to 100 of them have or will buy copies of one of my books. So I get paid that way. Maybe a couple dozen of them are marketing qualified leads for my services as a ghostwriter, editor, for example. And then maybe a half dozen are sales qualified leads who it makes sense for me to work with. So 6 out of 500. That's how you need to be thinking. And then the third myth is that marketing means talking about your business and your services and goods. No, it does not. It means being edutaining so that I don't mind hearing about your products and services. You must be so good, I don't care you're advertising to me. It must be so interesting, so entertaining, so enlightening, so wow, I didn't know that. Wow, I now feel smarter because I watched this guy's show, or I listened to the interview, or I read the guy's book, or I subscribed to his email. I learned something that makes me feel smart, so I don't mind being advertised to. And actually, that sounds like something I need. Maybe I should buy that. Where's my credit card? That's Daily Persuasion.